right. Good evening, everybody. It is 6 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you all for being here for the final session of the summer. As always, just want to thank you all again for giving us some time in your evening. As a reminder, these are Zoom webinars, so you're not going to be able to turn your camera on at all or your microphone. Instead, you can utilize the chat and Q&A feature on the control center at the bottom. Today, we're going to hear from a handful of different people and offices. We've got student engagement, SGA, and then 3 student leaders on campus to share a little bit about their UT Tyler story. So each of these presenters are going to have about 10 minutes to share an overview and go over some key dates to remember about their office, or for our student leaders to share about their story. During or after each presenter, if you have questions, feel free to drop it in the Q&A box at the bottom. Everyone that will be presenting or speaking tonight will be able to see all those and answer the questions live, or they can answer them in the Q&A box after they finish. So we'll go ahead and get started with Josh, and as he gets his presentation loaded up and everything on the screen, just want to remind everyone that the webinar is going to be recorded and posted onto our website tonight, so people can go back and view this at any time. So that's it for me. I'll turn it over to Josh.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joshua Neves. I have the honor to serve as the Assistant Vice President for Student Success and Director of Student Engagement here at the University of Texas at Tyler. So I appreciate that the student experience is the last webinar series, and we're saving the best for last, hopefully. And we're really excited about the start of this academic year, and we hope that your student is as well. And so over this, if you came to my freshman orientation presentations over the summer or in previous years, it's really hard for me to cover everything that is happening at the institution in a short period of time. But I will definitely make sure if you have any specific questions at the end of my presentation, I will make sure to get back to you. At UT Tyler, we put a heavy emphasis on getting involved. And the reason why we want our students to get involved on campus is because we want them to be career ready. We want them to be able to walk into an interview and make it as clear as possible why they should be selected for the position that they've applied for. And so I think regardless of the industry that students are seeking, every employer are looking for candidates that have these soft skills. And you can obtain these soft skills a little bit in the classroom, but one of the best ways to do that is to get engaged. It is 100% possible for a student to be a full-time, to be a full-time status, to have an on-campus or off-campus job, to study, eat 3 meals a day, sleep, and still get involved. I know it sounds like a lot, but it really goes back to be able to time manage and developing that strong work ethic. And so we want our students to be engaged. And so there's at the university, there's a lot of different opportunities for students to get involved. When we look back in the last fall and last spring semester, combined, there were over 1,906 events, meetings, and activities that took place at minimum. And so there's a lot of stuff that's going on. And so I'm going to kind of do a quick high level overview of some of the offices that provide some of these services. If you have any specific ones, just drop them in the chat and I'll make sure to write you back. We have an office of campus activities. That's all they focus on is providing events for the entire campus community. They're actually getting ready for the start of next week of Welcome Week. And then when we are not in Welcome Week or Homecoming Week, we do events throughout the school year. Movie nights, open mic nights. Most popular event that we do on a regular basis that students turn up for is bingo. And so we do a lot of bingos throughout campus, and students love participating in that. Fraternities and sororities, if your student is interested, what you see in the movies is not an accurate reflection of fraternities and sororities. And so for every negative story that you hear about a fraternity or sorority, you're not hearing all the good stories that are happening on college campuses with fraternities and sororities. And so what makes this a little bit different from other institutions is we do not have housing. And so that helps as far as like fraternity and sorority houses. That helps keep the costs down for joining a national fraternity or sorority. And so, if they're interested in going Greek, I encourage them to come by the Greek Affairs office, or email gogreek@uttyler.edu. If there's anything that you remember from tonight's presentation from my section, it's encourage your student to join two student organizations, one academic and one non-academic. We have over 128 fully registered student orgs. And so there's a lot to select from. If there's a student group that we don't have, encourage them to also visit our office. And if it's something that we've had in the past, we are more than happy to give them the documents they need to get started. All it takes is a total of 5 students and an on-campus advisor. Of course, there is a couple of paperwork things that they'll have to fill out, but for the most part, it is really easy to start a student organization. We don't charge our student groups to register, and the benefit is you'll get to use all the support services that are in place for student groups, reserve space on campus for free, request money from student government to help support the activities. And so joining a student group is a really great way to develop an academic accountability system, a social networking, and then most importantly, a career networking system. So that way, upon graduation, if it's a national organization or an organization that's been in place for many years, you can leverage that networking piece. And then there's a lot of different other student engagement opportunities. Your student should be seeing student engagement throughout the entire campus. If they live on campus, you can expect housing, residence life and housing to provide programs. Career success, they do a lot of programs centered around career development. Every college at UT Tyler has a career coach. Their job is to make sure that the student has a clean, professional looking resume. They can do practice mock interviews, they do etiquette lunches and dinners. But most importantly, they also will help students find a job on campus and off campus. And when they get closer to graduation, they will also help them find a job in the career that they've been studying for. Rec sports, if your student is into health and wellness activities, I tell students all the time, it is silly for students to pay an off-campus gym membership. And so encourage your student to take advantage of the rec center. It is one of the largest facilities that we have on campus, and they hire the most students. And so it is almost 100% student ran. And it is a great gym. They have an indoor track, they have a year-round pool, they do health and wellness classes, they do intramural sports. The only additional cost or expenses that might be charged to a student is an outdoor trip. One of the most popular trips that they do is the ski trip that they take every December. So a lot of opportunities within rec sports. Some other engagement opportunities, academic success. They have a lot of support programs. So if your student is really proficient in a subject and they want to give back and volunteer as a tutor or a supplemental instructor, that is a great engagement opportunity. But if it's a subject that they're struggling in, they also do programs to help support students. Our job is to help make sure and to help support the student cross that finish line. And so we can't do the work for them, but we are going to do everything that we can to help support them. And so a lot of other activities I mentioned earlier, over 1,900. And so there's plenty to do on campus. Other forms, well, the other important thing besides joining two student organizations is Patriots Engage. We have a website that is dedicated to having everything in one spot. Students can find out what's happening on campus from campus activities. They can join student organizations. They can find volunteer opportunities in the community. That's also where they go to log the community service hours. And then it's also kind of a reminder they can go back and look at everything they did outside the classroom. So there's when your student comes home for winter break, there are two great ways to figure out if your student is engaged based on the number of UT Tyler t-shirts they bring home, not from the bookstore, but from actually going to activities, or Patriots Engage. The Patriots Engage count can actually show the student everything, every major event that they have checked into. And so those are two great ways to figure out if a student has been engaged or not. Another form of engagement that your student might see on campus is free speech activity. There are going to be some changes to free speech come September 1. And so the new law takes effect in the state of Texas. And so we will be emailing out all of the new rules and processes for free speech activities. And so if your student or you ever has any concerns about free speech activity, we do encourage everyone to visit our website, uttyler.edu/free-speech, or you can reach out to me directly and I'd be happy to answer any questions, not just about free speech, but anything that is happening at UT Tyler. We're here to help get your student engaged. And so that is all that I have. I went a little bit over time. But if you do have any questions, you're more than welcome to give me a call, shoot me an email, or even right now, you can drop it in the chat and I will get back to y'all. So thank y'all so much. I hope that y'all have had an amazing summer and we are excited about the upcoming academic year.
Awesome. Thank you so much. As I said, if you have questions, drop them below and he'll be able to see them in the Q&A box. But we will go ahead and turn it over to our student body president with SGA.
Hello, everyone. I'm Victoria. I'm so incredibly happy to see most of y'all here today. And I have the honor of serving as your new Student Government Association president, or in layman terms, your student body president. I'm also a level 3 nursing student, which means I understand firsthand the late nights, the clinicals, and the academic challenges your students may navigate. Today, I want to take a few minutes to talk about a vital organization on this campus that is dedicated to making the student experience here the best it can be, the Student Government Association, or SGA. So what exactly is SGA? Think of us as the official voice of the entire student body here at UT Tyler. We are the bridge between your students and the university administration. Our mission, as laid out in our Constitution, is to advocate for the students of the University of Texas at Tyler, to promote a positive campus environment, and to represent student interest. We operate with 3 branches: the executive, legislative, and judicial, which allows us to function in a professional and effective manner, just like any governing body. In short, we are here to ensure that every student voice is heard, respected, and acted upon. So for you as parents, there are a few things I want you to know. First and foremost, SGA is a resource for your student. If they ever have a concern, whether it be a campus policy or a service or a classroom issue, SGA is the place to go. We are the official channel for bringing those concerns directly to the university's leadership. Second, SGA is a force for positive change. We work on a wide range of initiatives, from improving campus facilities and services to advocating for academic policies that benefit students. When your student sees a change on campus, big or small, chances are that SGA played a role in making that happen. And finally, being involved in SGA is an incredible professional development opportunity. It teaches teamwork, public speaking, negotiation, and leadership, skills that will benefit your student long after they graduate from UT Tyler. So, as the SGA president, my role is to lead our executive board and serve as the primary liaison to the university's top leadership. I have the privilege of meeting regularly with the university president, deans, and other administrators to directly represent the needs and interests of all students. I also oversee, as a chair of the Student Fee Advisory Committee, and various projects we take on throughout the year. But more than anything, my job is to be an advocate. I am committed to making sure that the student perspective is always at the table when important decisions are being made. One of the most powerful and direct ways we represent students is through our Senate, arguably the most powerful branch of the student government. The SGA Senate is comprised of representatives elected from each of the university's colleges or schools. So there's a senator for the School of Nursing, College of Arts and Sciences, a senator for the College of Business, a senator for the freshman class to graduate class, a senator for Ornelas Hall, a senator for the Longview campus, and so on. Their primary responsibility is to be a direct line of communication between students and the administration. They regularly collect feedback, bring student concerns to our weekly meetings, and then most importantly, they directly communicate with the administration to find solutions. This direct access to leadership is one of the most powerful tools your student has. And our senators don't just listen, they act. Every senator is required to meet with the head of their prospective area they represent at least every semester. And our senators are able to complete what we call a senator project. This is a real-world initiative where they identify a specific problem or an area in which the university is lacking that involves the entire campus and work to solve it. For example, a past senator project was the refillable water stations built into the water fountains across campus. These projects are how we create tangible, meaningful change on campus. Beyond our work with our senators, we have various committees that focus on specific areas of campus life. One of the most important is the student government, our SGAC, basically. And it's an example of how all students can benefit from SGA, even if they aren't a senator or directly involved in our organization. SGAC is responsible for reviewing and approving funding requests from registered student organizations across campus. This means if your student is a part of a club, whether it be a pre-med society or an art club or a cultural organization, they can request funds from SGAC. Currently, student orgs can apply for up to $500 to help cover the cost of an event they are hosting. It's a direct way for SGA to support the vibrant student life and leadership happening all across campus. Looking ahead, we have a lot to be excited about. We have our elections coming up soon, and I encourage your students to get involved, whether it be by running for a position or simply voting. It's their chance to make a difference. And on a lighter note, I do have to talk about one of our biggest events in both the fall and spring semesters. A couple weeks before finals, particularly during homecoming or Patriot Days, SGA hosts the biggest student-led event on campus called Midnight Breakfast. This is a long-standing UT Tyler tradition where faculty, staff, and even the university president come together to serve our students free breakfast from 10 p.m. to midnight. It's a way for us to all say, good luck, you've got this, and to provide a fun, stress-free moment before they head into final exams. And it's a wonderful example of the strong sense of community and support we have here. Thank you all again for being here today, and I am incredibly proud of the work we do in SGA and even more proud to be a student here at UT Tyler. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, and I've attached a QR code that takes you to our Patriot Engage link where you can fill out a form if you're interested in being a senator. And down below, we have where our office is in the University Center and our email.
Awesome. Thank you, Victoria, for that. If you have any questions about student government or how to get involved or how your student can get involved or how they can find where student government is at, feel free to drop it in the Q&A box below and she will be happy to answer those questions. So now we're going to transition away from kind of some presentations and hear directly from some students, student leaders across campus about kind of their why UT Tyler, why they chose it, how they've gotten involved, and the great things that have come from that. So we'll get us started with Bailey, and then we'll go straight into Chase and then Dom. So Bailey, you can go ahead and start us off.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to be here today. My name is Bailey Reeves. I'm going into my senior year at the University of Texas at Tyler. I'm currently a biology major on the pre-med route, and that kind of brings me to my first point of being involved on campus as a student leader. So I wasn't as involved as I wanted to be as a freshman, and so I really recommend getting that first output, whether it be towards your academic or career, or just anything that you're interested in, anything that you've wanted to do and you never done before, I would recommend doing that starting your freshman year so that you can do it throughout all your years. I joined AMSA, which is American Medical Student Association, my freshman year because I was on the pre-med route and I wanted to be more involved with pre-med students. So that was kind of my first kind of dipping my toes into UT Tyler, and it really has helped me to grow where I needed to be today and got me the outreach, the shadowing that I need, connecting with other pre-med students as well as other physicians and doctors that I could potentially shadow in the future. And has also led me to participate in the EAP program, which is the Early Assurance Pathway program with the UT Tyler School of Medicine. And this was another gateway that kind of helped because I was part of a student org. So I would highly recommend doing a student org to get you where your career path will take you. As well as this, not exactly towards my career path, but I am part of a sorority, Delta Alpha Sigma Multicultural Sorority Incorporated. And as Josh mentioned earlier, it's not as much of what you see in the movies. It's really about getting out to community, meeting other, like in my case, sororities, other sisters and other girls that you can connect with and giving back to your philanthropy. So it's really enjoyable to be able to connect with other students on campus that may have different backgrounds as well as different connections that you can make with them. As well as this, I'm part of Patriot Programs. I'm currently the vice president, and this is a program on campus that we host homecoming. We host a lot of different events so that students can get involved. And if you're ever interested in showing up or wanting to go to an event or even volunteer, it is open to any student or person that is likely to want to go do events. As well as this, I'm part of the the NSLS, which is a organization, it's a National Honor Society that you can join. And as well as this, it can give you extra scholarship opportunities that could help you boost your success and get involved on campus. And don't worry about if you are not on campus per se, like living in housing, because regardless if you're on campus or off campus, you are able to get that outreach and join whichever organization that you are interested in. Another thing I want to mention is I'm part of the Texas Leadership Scholars. And this is like an organization that not everyone can necessarily join, but they can get outreach on seeing about the different leaders that UT Tyler has to offer. And it offers us a scholarship semester based that will allow us to go to pretty much UT Tyler tuition and room and board paid. So it's one of the main reasons that I'm here at UT Tyler and able to continue my journey as a student here. And it's 100% one of the best activities I'm able to do while on campus. Also adding on to that, I feel like I'm rambling on with all of my organizations. Another thing that I enjoy doing is being an orientation leader, orientation camp leader. So if you were there in the fall or the summer with new student and family programs, we were some of the leaders that helped get you into your position and transition from high school to university or from your previous junior college to university. And I also this year was a student transition coordinator. So it's kind of like a leader of leaders. And I was able to help our leaders make the best transition for the students. And being a orientation and camp leader has helped me to broaden my scope of the different organizations and departments that we have offering on campus that I wasn't sure of when I joined as a freshman. As well as this, if you're coming in as a freshman, I would highly recommend that you join a mentoring program of some kind. My freshman year, I was part of a student faculty mentoring program, and I was able to have a faculty member be my mentor. And this was very enlightening because I was very nervous and I didn't have anyone to depend on. So having that faculty member help me and guide me to where I needed to be and be that person was very enlightening. And as well as this, I transitioned from a faculty mentor to having a community mentor that taught me the in and outs of the Tyler area as well as the campus. And she was very welcoming and very heartwarming. To this day, she is still one of my favorite mentors, even though the program no longer is functioning. Um, she's still one of the people I look to. So I would highly recommend getting a mentoring program of some kind. We also offer, I know, some student mentorings where you can have a peer mentor that is currently a student here that will help guide you. So it's kind of like having a built-in friend when you come here to university, so you don't have to be as scared to be here. As well as this, I want to mention that the class sizes are very manageable. I came from a very small high school, so from being able to go from about 20 kids to a class to about 40 to 50 instead of that humongous jump of 200, 300 was very nerve-wracking, to say the least. So it's very good to have those manageable class sizes. You will have bigger classes, but as long as you're connecting with your leaders, your teachers, and your other peers, it's very manageable. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name's Chase. I'm another one of the student speakers here today. And so I'm just going to be talking a little bit about why I chose UT Tyler, why I came to UT Tyler, and my involvement here. So I was a freshman in the fall of 2023, and I came from Lake Jackson, Texas, which is about 5 hours from Tyler. It's about an hour south of Houston. It's pretty far. So I understand what kind of like scary big change this can be for your freshman and you as a parent. My parents, they were so sad to see me go, but also kind of happy to have some space in the house again, I guess. But yeah, so starting out with that, as a freshman, I wasn't very involved, which kind of made me not feel like I fit in on campus. And then I saw this opportunity to become an orientation leader, and I really loved my time in orientation when I went through it as a freshman. So I was like, okay, let's give this a try. And I did it, and that really expanded my horizons as to what other organizations are out there that I can join. And it gave me a lot of connecting opportunities to get to know department heads, like, and faculty, like Ashton herself, and just a bunch of people around campus, and it really made like a very close-knit family for me. And it was really awesome. So, again, as I said, through that opportunity, I became an officer for what is now Patriot Programs. At the time, it was Patriot Productions. And throughout that, I also made some more connections with departments, especially student engagement. And it really helped me get through my time here at UT Tyler. It really helped me find just this great group of people with similar interests and passions as I had. Hosting events, creating a bunch of like free merch to give out to people, joining all of these big events on campus, like how SJ mentioned earlier, Midnight Breakfast. We always had tables at that and always supported that. And it was just a lot of fun and really helped me love my time here at UT Tyler. So I would highly, highly encourage getting involved as soon as possible. Was a freshman in 2023, but I did just recently graduate, and it was kind of a hard thing to only have about 1 year of involvement, honestly. So get involved as soon as you get on campus. That's really my main tip of advice here. Um, Let me look back at my notes real quick. As an orientation leader, I had a really great time getting involved with that as well. It's given me so many opportunities to have people um, support me throughout my journey. So I would also highly recommend getting involved with things like that. Um, if you want to know more about events and things, definitely go check out Patriots Engage. Check out, literally just walk around the campus, check all of it out. Another thing I want to talk about academic wise is how Josh said earlier, joining clubs related to that. I joined a club called, I think it's called Cybersecurity and Data Analytics, because that was related to my bachelor's degree. And that really helped me get involved academically and seeing kind of more of a career pivot of what I wanted to do. And I just highly encourage doing things like that. It really helped me figure out um, what I want to do in my future and has helped me become who I am today and place me where I am. And I'm so grateful for that opportunity. More things related academic wise would be resources that we have and study spots around campus. Make sure you check out the library. They have so many resources like supplemental instruction and tutoring opportunities. I know we have this website that offers tutoring 24/7. You have no idea how many times that helped save me throughout my college career here. So definitely check that out. Go ask them about that. We also have printing services that help me out a lot during group projects. Oh my goodness, what a saver. Um, a lot of the study spots around campus would include the library just because we have the fully functioning Starbucks, so you don't even have to go off campus to get your favorite coffee. I think that's pretty neat. We also have our Patriot Zone, which is more of a hangout spot, but you can turn it into a study spot while you're eating Chick-fil-A and hanging out with your friends, and it's really cool. I really also love our Souls College of Business. There's tons of seating, tons of charger ports, just tons of open spaces where you can gather with your friends or sit down and just like really lock in on your homework. Our pharmacy building is a really nice place to study. It has on the third floor this like outlook where you can see pretty much all of the nature on campus, our beautiful lakes and everything. You can sit there with free Wi-Fi. You can have your laptop out, your headphones on, studying, and it's just such a vibe. Another place, if you need more of like just a darker, like locked in place to study, would be our Ratliff North building on the first floor. That is probably also one of my top favorite spots to study because I can really just like zone in on what I'm doing. Another thing would just be any floor of the library. So, so helpful. Um, yeah, just make sure you're using your resources, you're studying. That's what's going to get you through college, all that stuff. I would also like to talk about on-campus housing. I know that we touched on that a little bit, I think. On-campus housing really helped me learn how to navigate talking with other people and navigate getting to know people and being open to people. It's definitely something I think is important, especially if you're being like just hang on one second, especially if you're new to um like talking to people and being outgoing. That's something that really helped me get out of my shell in general. And so I really would highly encourage, I know it's a little bit of a crisis going on right now, but I would really highly encourage trying to get on campus housing or trying to room with roommates just so you can learn how to like clean for yourself and live for yourself. But yeah, that would be about all I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this over to Dom and let me know if y'all have any questions.
Hey, as Chase said, my name is Dominic, and now I'm just going to give a little presentation over just kind of the stuff that I'm a part of here on campus. So, a little bit about me is I am an electrical engineering major, but I'm originally from Midland, Texas, which is a pretty far town out in West Texas. It's about 6.5 hours from Tyler. I'm actually starting my second year, so I just got done with that first year experience. And let me tell you, it was a lot. Like I've changed a lot in the best way possible, of course. And a little bit of why I chose UT Tyler is because mostly because of the size, but also just the cost and just how I fell in love with UT Tyler whenever I came to visit it. I actually visited it my spring semester of my senior year of high school. That was my first time seeing the campus and just seeing how green it was, seeing like the class sizes and just getting to know more and more about the campus and actually experiencing it really made it like that it was the place for me to go. And so I'm super excited to be here and I'm ready to keep going. A little bit about what I'm involved in. So I am involved in my fraternity, which is the Kappa Sigma fraternity. So just like Josh and Bailey, kind of just to reiterate what they said earlier, like we do a lot of philanthropy work, but we also um we do a lot of philanthropy work. Like it's not a whole lot of just um it's not a whole lot of like partying because we don't have to worry about housing. Like, we're not always all in the same exact spot. So we do a lot of great things. And so we do a lot of work, especially with our specific philanthropy, which is military veterans, and we help them out just by donating. We help them out with working with them, volunteering for them. We do a lot of work for our military veterans, but I'm also involved in Boathouse Ministries, which is it's a Christian ministry that is mostly on campus, but they still come on campus a lot for recruiting stuff, and overall they even host stuff on campus from time to time, and it's just a really great place. This is where I've met a lot of my best friends here, and I just continue to this is actually where I met my current roommates right now, is here at Boathouse Ministries. And so it's a great place. We meet every Tuesday, usually out on Lake Tyler, but just because of how much it's growing, we're actually running out of space on Lake Tyler. So we're trying to figure out, honestly, a new permanent home, but it's still kind of up in the air. But just like Chase and Bailey, I am also involved in NSFP, or New Student and Family Programs. So I was also an orientation leader this summer, and that was the most fun thing that I think I've ever done. Just being able to work with a lot of incoming freshmen, being able to work with other students who wanted to be leaders as well, has just been one of the best ways to get me out of my shell and to just get to meet more people and have just more friends and get super involved in campus. And it's just I loved it, and I just cannot wait to continue to keep working for NSFP. Um, if I had any tips to give to incoming students, of course, one of the most common ones, and I'm going to say it again anyways, it is to get involved. So I was not involved very much my very first semester, and I honestly, I regret it. Whenever I started getting more involved about the second, like about halfway through my first semester, everything just started getting a lot better. I started meeting more people. I actually started doing better in classes, just because I wasn't so focused on myself and all of my things. Like I was able to actually get away from the stress and actually enjoy college, kind of get that college experience that everyone wants. Another thing I would say, this deals more with classes, is to stay ahead. So I'm the type of person where I like to get my work done multiple days in advance. That way I know it is done and I do not have to worry about it. And I can kind of take a little bit more time, especially on the weekends, to relax because I know that I got my work done ahead of time and I don't have to worry about it. Another thing is to take advantage of our resources. So we have a lot of resources on campus for both mental health, physical health. If you need help studying, if you need help learning anything, we have so many tutors, and it is all completely for free. And it is absolutely amazing to know that if necessary, that you can go and take advantage of those resources and all the different offices. Many of them are in our university center, but a lot of our academic resources are also in the library. So you really don't have to travel far to take advantage of all of our resources. But it is also important to take breaks. So, like I said, stay ahead, but it is also important to know when you need to kind of take an off day, basically just step away from everything, relax a little bit, and don't be so stressed and worried about everything that is happening. College can be very stressful, both with the cost and just trying to keep grades up, but it is just important to know that every now and then it is completely normal and acceptable to take a day off and just kind of step away and relax. So definitely be sure to take breaks. That's really all I had to say. This is a couple of pictures of some of my favorite memories over the past year that I've had. I'm just super excited to the fall, and I hope to see y'all there.
Awesome. Thank you, three, for your UT Tyler story and your why of wanting to be here and choosing to be here and continuing to be here and how to get involved. So if anybody has questions, we don't have any questions right now, but if you have any questions for Chase, Dom, or Bailey about their experience or something on campus or anything for Victoria about student government, now would be the chance. So I'll give y'all just a couple of minutes to see. But if you don't have any questions, feel free to hop off the call if you are ready to. We'll give you a little bit of time back in your evening. But if there's questions, go ahead and drop them in now. And if not, I hope that y'all have a great rest of your evening.